So Chennedy Carter is a player for nobody right now. Absolutely nobody. She is not playing basketball, and we've now got a situation where we've got one of the 15 best players in the world just not in the league.
Chennedy Carter just experienced one of the harshest moves in professional sports. The Chicago Sky didn't even offer her a simple farewell. No heads up, no kind words, nothing. They just went ahead and signed her replacement. It's like she was never even part of the team. Was this a cold, calculated decision by the front office, or is it a sign that Carter had overstayed her welcome?
The Chicago Sky finally replaced Chennedy Carter with Ariel Atkins, and I am using this as my opportunity to extend an olive branch to the Chennedy Carter brigade. The Ken folk, I believe you guys call yourself. I am taking this as an opportunity to reach out my hand and say greetings.
Carter just got hit with a reality check harder than a scorching July day in Chicago, and honestly, it was overdue. All season, she made headlines for the wrong reasons: cheap shots, unnecessary drama, and constantly picking fights with Caitlin Clark on the court. Now, she's the one sitting on the sidelines. Chicago didn't just let her go, they slammed the door shut and nailed it closed.
Ariel Atkins is a good guard. She's a solid player. But they had Chennedy Carter that they chose to not re-sign, who was one of the most explosive shooting guards in the league. I put her around 2 or 3. I mean, I'm right now playing with Caitlin Clark. I give Kelsey Mitchell the edge. Right now, I think Chennedy Carter is a better shooting guard than, say, Sabrina Ionescu, Kelsey Plum. So, I mean, she's right up there.
Enter Ariel Atkins, a respected player with a high basketball IQ who knows how to contribute without causing any drama. Meanwhile, Carter is left wondering what's next for her in the WNBA. The Sky, however, have already moved on, quickly bringing in someone who can actually add value to the team. As for the fans, they're split. Some are celebrating like Chicago just won a championship, while Carter's supporters are crying foul, acting as if this is the biggest injustice since WNBA refs started overlooking blatant fouls on Caitlin Clark.
And Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Chennedy Carter.
But let's be honest, Chicago made their position clear. They didn't just part ways with Carter quietly, they made sure there was no doubt about their decision. They brought in a seasoned player before Carter even had a chance to fight for her spot. That's about as direct as it gets.
Do you have any regrets on how it happened and everything that's happened since then? I don't have any regrets with anything. I'm going to compete and play 100% hard no matter who it is, like I said, or who we're playing. No, I don't have any regrets.
Honestly, can anyone be surprised? Carter spent the season playing the villain rather than focusing on improving her team. The drama, the lack of professionalism, it all caught up with her. Sure, some fans enjoyed the chaos, but WNBA teams aren't looking for reality TV stars, they're focused on winning basketball games.
It's a mad one for me, because I'm like, this is, if this was a year ago, fair enough. But like, the Sky were willing to take her in. And look, I get it, maybe she wasn't the greatest in the locker room, but she was really good at basketball.
Meanwhile, Atkins steps into Chicago with no baggage and all the right qualities. She's the type of player who lifts a team without causing any drama. She plays hard, plays smart, and, get this, actually respects the game. That alone makes her an instant upgrade. While Carter's diehard fans are out here crying foul, the truth is simple: if you can't be a team player, you won't have a team for long. The Sky saw an opportunity to strengthen their roster and cut out the distractions, and they took it. No hard feelings, it's just business.
At first glance, the Chicago Sky trading the number 3 pick in the draft to the Mystics for Ariel Atkins could feel like a little bit of a desperate move, right? Chicago desperate to compete right now with Angel Reese after her rookie season. Of course, Camila Cardoso's rookie season as well. So I get that, and it's a nice rebuilding move by the Mystics.
So, what's next for Chennedy Carter? Let's be real, there's not exactly a line of WNBA teams eager to sign her. Sure, she's technically a free agent, but that doesn't mean much if no one's willing to take a chance on her after all the controversy from last season. Teams might not want to deal with the baggage that comes with signing her. This isn't just about talent, Carter can play, and that's never been in question. But being a professional athlete goes beyond skill. It's about attitude, discipline, and understanding that basketball is a team sport, not a one-woman show. Right now, she's starting to look like the player everyone avoids picking in a pickup game. Unless she makes some serious changes, this could be the end of her WNBA career.
Last year due to Carter's behavior, which apparently went unchecked by former coach Teresa Weatherspoon. There was concern within the team regarding how re-signing Carter would impact the Sky's chances of landing other free agents. And likely this was a joint decision that was made between the GM and the new head coach Tyler Marr.
Meanwhile, Chicago isn't looking back. They've moved on with Ariel Atkins and a renewed focus on winning. Carter, on the other hand, is left wondering where it all went wrong. Spoiler alert, it wasn't just one mistake, it was a whole season of poor decisions. Chennedy Carter didn't just lose her spot on the roster, she turned herself into an untouchable free agent, with no team willing to take a chance on her. And can anyone blame them? After spending the season trying to turn Caitlin Clark into her personal punching bag, both literally and figuratively, Carter is now facing an off-season full of uncertainty. Instead of gearing up for the 2025 WNBA season, she's staring at an empty schedule. It's hard not to think how differently this could have all played out.
Now, what little girl wants to grow up and play in a league where you're targeted like that? How do you sit here and profess and demand that everyone take women's sports seriously when you can't even take it seriously enough to not act like a junior high queen on the court? It's stupid. That's so dumb. It looks like a soap opera.
Maybe if she had focused more on her game instead of trying to make a statement at Clark's expense, she wouldn't be in this position. But instead, Carter fully embraced the villain role, taking cheap shots, showing no respect, and treating Clark like just another overhyped rookie. Now, instead of guarding Clark on the court, she'll be watching her from home, remote in one hand, phone in the other, scrolling through WNBA highlights that no longer include her.
She turned to you a little bit after the fever.
I didn't answer no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
The saddest part? This downfall could have been completely avoided. Rivalries are part of sports, but the greats always knew how to balance competitiveness with professionalism. Carter, however, crossed that line. She wasn't just aggressive on the court, she brought that same reckless energy into interviews, social media, and every public interaction. Now, with no team willing to take a chance on her, she's learning a harsh lesson. When you prioritize pettiness over professionalism, it eventually catches up with you.
That's all I see. They try so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room. Junior high school girl antics on the court.
The ultimate irony? Caitlin Clark, the same player Carter tried to belittle and humiliate all season, is thriving. Not only has she solidified her place as the WNBA's biggest star, but she's also breaking records, landing major endorsements, and gearing up for what could be an MVP caliber season. Meanwhile, Carter is left facing the silence of a phone that isn't ringing. While Clark is preparing to take her game to even greater heights, Carter is left wondering where it all went wrong.
And that's what Caitlin Clark has done. Caitlin Clark has changed the industry. She is bigger than the WNBA. There is not a player in the NBA right now who could come in and be bigger than the NBA. For what it's worth, LeBron James at 40 is not bigger than the NBA. When LeBron James retires, we won't blink. I'm being real. People will not blink. They'll keep watching.